This week, B movie came out in 2007. It's a computer animated comedy film produced by DreamWorks. Shout out to DreamWorks Animation. Again, see, DreamWorks been killing it, low key. Pixar, has everybody talks about Pixar, but DreamWorks, they got Puss in Boots, they got Shrek, they got B movie, they got Rio. Yo, let's keep it real. Produced directed by Simon J. Smith and Steve Heckner. From a screenplay by Jerry Seinfeld, Spike Feresten, Barry Martyr, and Andy Robin. Stars the voices of Seinfeld, Renee Zellweger, John Goodman, and Chris Rock. The film centers on Barry B. Benson, which is Seinfeld, a honeybee who tries to sue the human race for exploiting bees after learning from his new florist friend Vanessa Bloom, which is Zellweger, that humans sell and consume honey. Crazy idea for a movie, but it was pretty cool. It debuted in New York City on October 25th, 2007. Was released in theaters in the United States on November 2nd. Upon its release, it received mixed reviews from critics who praised its humor and voice cast, but criticized the plot. The film, it's a kid movie. Like, what the fuck are they criticizing? It's a kid movie. The film was a box office success. They have to write about something. It grossed $293.5 million worldwide, and it cost $150 million to make. It's since gathered a cult following, partly driven by memes of the film shared on social media. Interesting. Let's see. This is the plot. I'm not gonna really get into the plot, but it's all right. A little bit. Let's see. Barry B. Benson is an idealistic honeybee who has the ability to talk to humans. He recently graduated from college and is about to enter the hive's Hunex Industries honey making workforce with his best friend Adam Flayman. He's initially excited to join the workforce, but his ambitious, insubordinate attitude emerges upon discovering that his choice of job will never change once picked. Later, the two bees run into a group of pollen jocks, bees who collect pollen from flowers outside the hive. And they offer to take Barry with them to see if he is bee enough. While on his first pollen gathering expedition in New York City, Barry gets lost in the rain and ends up on the balcony of a human florist named Vanessa Bloom. Upon noticing Barry, Vanessa's boyfriend Ken attempts to squash him, but Vanessa gently catches and releases Barry outside the window, saving his life. I haven't seen it so long, but describe it, I'm like, yeah, I remember all this. It's crazy. He expresses his gratitude to Vanessa, breaking the sacred rule that bees are not to communicate with humans. Barry and Vanessa develop a close friendship bordering on attraction and spend time together. When he and Vanessa are in the grocery store, that was kind of weird because I think he was like in love with her. He discovers that humans have been stealing and eating the bees' honey for centuries. He decides to journey to Honey Farms, which supplies the grocery store with its honey. Incredulous at the poor treatment of the bees in the hive, including the use of bee smokers to incapacitate the colony, Barry decides to sue the human race to put an end to exploitation of the bees, with Vanessa agreeing to help. His mission attracts wide attention from bees and humans alike, with countless spectators attending the trial. Although Barry is up against tough defense attorney Leighton T. Montgomery, the trial's first day goes well. That evening, Barry is having dinner with Vanessa when Ken shows up. Vanessa leaves the room and Ken expresses to Barry that he hates the pair spending time together. When Barry leaves to use the restroom, Ken ambushes Barry and attempts to kill him, only for Vanessa to intervene and break up with Ken. The second day at the trial, Montgomery unleashes an unrepentant character assassination against the bees, leading It deeply offended Adam to sting him. Montgomery immediately exaggerates the stinging to make himself seem the victim of an assault, while simultaneously tarnishing Adam. Adam's actions jeopardize the bee's credibility and his life, though he recovers. The third day, Barry wins the trial by exposing the jury to the torturous treatment of bees, particularly the use of the smoker, and prevents humans from stealing honey from the bees ever again. Having lost the trial, Montgomery cryptically warns Barry that a negative shift of nature is imminent. With Honex stopping honey production, every bee is put out of a job, including the vitally important pollen jocks, resulting in all the world's flowers beginning to die out without any pollination. Before long, the last remaining flowers on Earth are being stockpiled in Pasadena, California, intent for the last Tournament of Roses parade. Barry and Vanessa travel to the parade and steal a float, which they load into a plane. They hope to bring the flowers to the bees so they can repollinate the world's last remaining flowers. When the plane's pilot and co-pilot both fall unconscious, Vanessa is forced to land the plane with help from Barry and the bees from Barry's hive. Barry becomes a member of the pollen jocks and they fly off to a flower patch armed with the pollen of the last flowers. Barry and the pollen jocks reverse the damage and save the world's flowers, restarting the bees' honey production. Later on, Barry runs a law firm at Vanessa's flower shop titled Insects at Law, which handles disputes between animals and humans. While selling flowers to customers, Vanessa offers certain brands of honey that are bee approved. Let's see. Chris Rock plays a mosquito that bee meets on a window on the highway. Oprah Winfrey is the judge, Bumbleton. John Goodman is the lawyer. He's like a Southern lawyer. I say. Larry King is B. Larry King. He's like a B version of himself. John DiMaggio is bailiff and janitor. John DiMaggio, he came up. Ray Liotta is himself. I forgot Ray Liotta's in it. Sting is himself. Who else? That's all I know in here. Larry Miller is Dean Buswell. So production. Development of the Bee movie began when Steven Spielberg approached DreamWorks and co-founder Jeffrey Katzenberg after Jerry Seinfeld asked him to make an animated film featuring insects. Production of the film began in 2003. Seinfeld spent a week in LA working on it. Teleconferencing system HP Halo was installed in Seinfeld's office in New York, enabling him to work on the film and interact between coasts. Seinfeld said he chose New York because it was, quote, the Tigris and Euphrates of comedy. With his humor, and Katzenberg was the main reason for making the film. Overall, the budget was approximately $150 million. Steven Spielberg was in 2 live-action trailers of the film in November of 2006 and early 2007 when he interacted with Seinfeld, who wore a bee costume. Interesting. I think I vaguely remember that. Let's see, the release. 2007 was when I graduated. Class of 2007. So it's perfect timing for, like, my son was born in 2008. This movie was on DVD. We had it. We used to, my mom used to buy a lot. My mom and my dad used to get DVDs and stuff. Unfortunately, I was a weed head and I sold so many DVDs. I feel bad about it now, but it happens. Let's see. It talks about the DVD. It was released with American Gangster and Martian Child. I saw American Gangster. I should probably do that movie review. That was badass. It completed its theatrical run in the U.S. and Canada on Valentine's Day of 2008. My son still wasn't born yet, but he was in his mom's belly. Has an approval rating of 49 based on Bunch of professional reviews, haters. Even Roger Ebert is a hater. Years after the film's release, because of some the internet meme, people started getting it. Two lawsuits follow the film's release. A group of Swedish animation students who were represented by an American attorney sued because their concept developed in 2000, titled B Balan, had similarities to B Movie. A separate suit was brought by Florida-based cosmetics company Beceuticals over the use of their trademark phrase "Give bees a chance." Both of these lawsuits were rejected. Thank goodness, because those are dumb lawsuits. Seinfeld expressed no interest in making a sequel to B Movie through its online popularity. So yeah, it was a good movie, man. I give it at least 4 because but I have a bias with my son. But I think it had a good message. I think that kind of set off the whole bee movement, where now you hear that Morgan Freeman has like a bee farm, and everybody's like the bees, save the bees. I think that movie actually had a lot to do with it, which is pretty tight. All right, badass woman. So I saw. I was like,